Hey guys, what's going on? So we have some recent developments with NAT, and I mean, this has been good news for the stock price. Only last week, last Friday, the stock price increased by around 7-8%, and again, early Monday of trading, as you can see here, it's again increasing by about 2%, and this has been, I believe, partly news to the CEO and the CEO's son purchasing shares in NAT. And I did some previous videos explaining why that's a good thing for their stock price, so you can go check those out. But I also noticed when I was looking more closely at the stock price over the past 2 years, and also the weekly freight rates for the past 2 years. So light blue line is 2018 spot rate levels, and red is 2019 spot rate, which is just the price that companies have to pay to ship and store their oil on oil tankers. So as you can see, that is very cyclical. So it's a commodity based market. So based off of supply and demand. So as demand for these oil tankers increase, they can charge more, right? And this is what happened during the pandemic when lots of oil was being produced, but no one was able to actually use that oil, right? So as you can see, generally without a pandemic, the spot rate for tankers increases into the fall and winter, and that's very good news for companies like NAT in a cyclical cycle. That means they're going to have profitable earnings coming into, Q3, Q4, right? But also, I think Q2 earnings will also be good because of this high surge in the spot rates, and they also contract out their spot rates far into the future, right? So they already have the majority of Q2 days booked at a price of well over $20,000 that it's right now at, right? So again, if we look at the past 2 years, we can see that again coming into the winter, it's generally the prices of the stock price of NAT is doing relatively well, and then coming into the spring and summer months, it doesn't do so well. But then again, it surges here again at a local high, coming into the fall and the winter months, and after again it decreases, and sort of the similar thing happened in 2020. Um, the spot rates increased, and so did the stock price, and this was here during the pandemic. And now we're coming into the summer months, and this year was an increase just because the spot rates shot up so rapidly. So as you can see, the spot rates are pretty correlated with the stock price. And as you can see here, again, this is going into the cyclicality of the spot rate market. So as the spot rate is going to increase into the fall and winter, hopefully so will the stock price. And that's my thesis, also backed up by a bit of other research, again, that you can find in my other videos. But that's one of the main reasons here. So again, first, both the CEO, son are buying shares. Again, good sign for NAT stock price. The cyclicality of the market indicates that the stock price of NAT should increase. And also, I just wanted to mention one good source where I find out the spot rates of tankers is Potent and Partners Daily Briefing. They give a daily update as long as you just subscribe using your email, and they tell you exactly the spot rates for crude carriers such as VLCC and Suezmax. And NAT operates on their Suezmax vessels, and you can see the spot rates as of Friday of last week was 14,100, which was up from around 10,000 the week before, right? So again, that's a good sign, and you can see like the 10-day trend is generally increasing as well, right? And what's also really nice is that they have brief updates related to the tanker market. So oil studies on resurgence of virus cases. So it's saying that virus cases are going up and oil prices steadying. And although the International Energy Agency raises oil demand forecasts, it warns that the pandemic clouds the outlook, right? Um, and one thing I also found interesting was that shipbuilders, so it takes a long time to build a tanker, right? And so since oil tankers are based off of a commodity market, if there's less ships being built, as it says right here, due to this news headline, because of weak inquiries, so no one is buying ships, that means that the existing tankers can charge more of companies, right? So the spot rate is going to increase. So again, this is good news for NAT, but one thing you have to consider, okay, well, one thing you have to consider is how long one oil tanker lasts. And again, because oil tankers have to be scrapped after a certain amount of years. And I mean, if you just put this in Google search, it says about 30 years. But after doing a little bit more search, it's a little less than that. I think due to more like environmental reasons, the older the tanker is, the worse it is for the environment. So now, coming in from 2000 to 2011, I'm not sure what the data is right now. As you can see, the Suexmax fleets, which again NET has 23 of them, are recycled just under 20 years. So to me, that's a bit concerning because they earn less money. And when you go, well, if their ships have to be scrapped and they have less ships, but if you go to NAT's fleet, which you can find on their investor relations page, or well, under NAT, and then you click fleet, I believe their oldest ship is 2000, and then they have a 2002 ship, 2003, another 2002. So a lot of these ships to me seem like they're going to expire soon, or they're need to be scrapped. And again, that's not necessarily good news for NAT. And again, I'm not sure how long their oil tankers last, especially if they have a good upkeep. But again, that's kind of concerning to me. But we'll just have to see what happens. And I mean, no one else necessarily seems to be too concerned about this. That's just one thing I thought I'd bring up. And again, related to the daily briefing, they're talking about the pandemic continues to rage on as lockdowns ease. And this is just like a very nice little graph that shows that the COVID confirmed cases are increasing as lockdown restrictions ease, as you can see by these blue bars, which represent population under lockdown, right? So overall, I mean, I think that if if we see an uptrend in population under lockdown, this could be good for the oil tanker market because then there'll again be an oversupply, overabundance of oil, which will increase the spot price, as well as CO and CO Sun buying shares, as well as the weekly freight rates going up, and this is continues to go up because again, oil tankers is a commodity market. Um, this is all good news for NAT stock price, and I project that it may be around $5 coming into the winter. But again, please do your own research before you buy anything. I am not a financial advisor. This is just my thoughts. I'm just letting you guys know. So I hope you enjoyed. Please give it a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and have a fantastic day.